Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Arrow Season 8, the final season, and I honestly didn't think I was going to be making another video outside of my last video on the actual episode, but wow, some stuff came out. So obviously, the Arrow series finale is this week. We got 4 days? 4 or 5 days. I think, yeah, 4 days. We'll say 4 days until it's out. So it's obviously going to be it's going to be a good watch, but a tough watch at the same time because you just don't want the show to end, but you're also excited to see how it ends, how they wrap up things. And that's the big thing with the episode. They have lots to wrap up and also answer because there's changes, as we know from like promo images and stuff like that. And they have to do all of this in a short amount of time with the current characters there and then also wrap up Oliver's story. And yes, I know Oliver's dead, but they're going to do a big part. Like, obviously, he's going to be a big part of the finale even though he's dead, which sounds weird. So it's a difficult finale to handle because the main character is dead. So we're going to go over a few of these things that they have to wrap up and sort of explain and answer and stuff throughout this video. But of course, we're going to start with the big one, which is the focus of the title of the video and just of the video as well. And it's pretty crazy. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know all of your various opinions on all of these things we go over, mainly the first one, because it was a big drop. So yeah, be sure to let me know all of your opinions in the comments section down below. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and this gets you excited, want to drop a like on the video to show your support and hype and excitement, I guess. So this is actually coming from TV Line. So TV Line did an interview with David Ramsey leading it. So David Ramsey plays John Diggle leading into this Arrow series finale. I thought there might be some interviews coming out, but I thought it would be like retrospective and looking back at the past seasons. Like, oh, did you think in season 1 it was going to be this popular and you'd still get to season 8? I thought it'd be interviews like that, but no, it led to something pretty big. A pretty big tease for this series finale. But of course, throughout the Arrowverse's history, they've pretty much dropped multiple hints, either the existence of a Green Lantern or that the Green Lanterns exist in this on Earth 1 at that time, or they've just straight up dropped hints at John Diggle becoming Green Lantern. Because I think at first it was just straight up a fan theory. Like, people was John Diggle mean John Stewart? Is Diggle his middle name and Stewart's his real last name? So all these different theories, and they pretty much evolved those theories into actually being canon. Or at least them canonizing those theories and hints, I guess, into the actual show, which is pretty crazy. Like, that's a good case of fan theories and fan content, if you want to call it, being folded into the show. Unlike some other aspects of fan content, which unfortunately got folded into the Arrowverse. But this is a good one of it. This is a good example of it. But of course, the biggest hint came in the Elseworlds crossover, 2 seasons ago, or actually last season, sorry, where the Flash of Earth 90 came in and saw John and was like, yo, why aren't you wearing a ring? And John's like, what the hell are you talking about? And then, of course, later in that season, we found out that John's stepdad is called Roy Stewart, General Stewart, John Stewart. There's the hint. So that was probably those two coming in such a short amount of time, like within, I think, like 8 episodes of each other, was like whoa. Everyone was just like, are they actually going to do this? But that was really the last major hint at it. But just before this last season of Arrow started, they once again questioned him about the Green Lantern stuff, and he said, we have to find out what's going on with Green Lantern. We've been teasing that a crazy amount of times, so we have to put a button on that. So he was like, I don't know if he knew going into this season that they might do a big tease, but this is what he said. So TV Line asked him about the whole Green Lantern thing, and he says, like in like the final season, or this last episode, the series finale, what was going to happen? He said, without a doubt, you are absolutely going to get your answers, and well-deserved answers. We've been talking about this for years, and I think everyone by series end will be very happy. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know about this new Green Lantern core series, which is coming to HBO Max. Like, it's in development, so it probably won't come out this year. I'd assume next year is when it's going to come out. But we know it's coming. There's been theories about, who's going to be the Green Lanterns and who, which specific actors or maybe already existing characters might, fill that role in that show. Now, they were asking David Ramsey about this, and this is actually what he said. He says, I've talked to Greg, or Greg Berlanti, who's running it, about it, and they have a great plan. It sounds fantastic. People are chomping at the bit to see this universe, to see this military core come to live action, and I'm among the people who are so excited. It's great for television, man, he enthused. I mean, people are going to be really stoked about this show. So I guess the big question is, what will this big tease or the answers that we get in the series finale be? Because I don't think we should all expect Diggle just to suddenly like, ooh, I'm in a green suit. I don't think that's going to happen. And I'd like to know what you guys think they could do for this tease, whether it's big, small, really subtle, what you think they could do with it. My idea, and this probably won't happen, but I think it'd be a very cool thing, is if it's just like an ending shot, because Oliver's dead, so it might just be like Diggle reminiscing. Maybe he's at Oliver's grave, maybe he's at the statue of Oliver that we saw in the spin-off Backdoor Pilot the other day. That's going to be in there in the finale as well. Maybe he's, standing there, maybe having a conversation with Oliver, just having a conversation with Oliver's statue, and in the distance he sees like a green light, like almost like a shooting star. And it's actually the ring coming towards him, and we see it draw closer, and as it's just about to pretty much get to Diggle, we cut to black. And that's the last we see of Diggle in the Arrow series, the series finale, in Arrow as a whole. That's the last time we see Diggle. I think that would be an awesome way to finish off his character in Arrow. The biggest issue with that is that the following week he is on The Flash, but we don't know necessarily where that lines up in the timeline with all of that, whether that episode comes before the Arrow finale and the funeral and the memorial, or if it comes after. That's a big question there, and we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But I think that would be a very cool way to end it off, because that could have been like a firefly, a green firefly that was just quickly flying towards Diggle, or it was a Green Lantern ring. I think that'd be a really cool way to end it off. I don't think it's subtle, but definitely just ends off a big cliffhanger, and they could do anything with that if they wanted to, or they could just say on Earth Prime, Diggle's the Green Lantern, and we'll just never see that again, I guess. Maybe he'll go and do his own thing, and that's where they leave it off. But I think that'd be a cool way to end it off without like 100% confirming, I guess, that he became Green Lantern. There's still a bit of doubt, but it's most likely that's the case. But yeah, do let me know your opinions on the Green Lantern stuff, because I do want to hear what you guys have to say. Now, some of the other things that they sort of do have to, I guess, like either wrap up or answer is Roy and Thea's future. I'd like to see them completely wrap that up and just explain where they're going forward, whether they completely retire from the vigilante stuff, or maybe they go abroad. I'd like to see them do either one of those. Like they stop, they're going to like get back together and stuff like that, or we're going to see them maybe that they go like abroad and do their own things. Maybe Thea's doing stuff associated with, I guess, like the brought up League of Assassins, if you want to call it. I'd like to see what they do there with Roy and Thea, because I think they would have liked to have done more with them in previous seasons, but just things got in the way. Like obviously Colton Haynes needed to leave the show and various things like that. So there was just roadblocks, and I guess just issues with it. So maybe they can do stuff with that, but there's not a lot of time, so they will probably get like a small part, nothing too significant. Another thing is obviously explaining the dead characters that are returning in the episode due to Crisis. So the two that we 100% know of are Moira and Emiko Queen. Now, the Moira Queen stuff is going to be a big thing, because the Queen Mansion isn't like burnt down, so her being alive changes a lot, or it should change a lot of Oliver's past for the most part, because Oliver wouldn't have been dealing with the death of his mother, so that would have taken away some emotional stress. So it'll be interesting to see if anything like that leads to anything else that might not have happened or did happen in the timeline. And obviously Emiko coming back raises questions as to why she possibly wouldn't be in the spin-off, but maybe she never became Red Arrow and I guess like the imposter Green Arrow last season, because maybe she was brought in to the Queen family earlier on. Maybe like they found out about her, well, Moira Queen did find out about her and brought her in because didn't want to leave her out in the dark as well. So maybe that's what happened there. I actually sort of like that, because it shows that Emiko actually had like a decent life for a decent chunk of it, at least recently she did. So that would actually be a very good way to wrap up their stories, I guess. And obviously Quentin Lance apparently is meant to be in the episode alive, so that changes a lot of things as well. And who knows, maybe Tommy Merlin's alive. There's a lot of different people that could be alive that might be surprises that show up in the episode, and I can't wait to see what they do, and also what they explain maybe happened differently in this new Earth's timeline. And the last one is more of a question mark, because they wouldn't have known when they filmed the episode, and that's maybe giving Laurel and Dinah an out, just in case the spin-off doesn't work. So there's like some sort of like little clause or something that they say in the episode, which might make the events of the Backdoor Pilot might not seem concrete, if that makes sense. So just in case the spin-off isn't picked up, and maybe they want to use Laurel or Dinah in a show in the present day, they can maybe add some little line in there that sort of makes it like, that gives them a way out, just in case the Backdoor Pilot isn't picked up. But that's for us to wait and find. And also because Mia's there as well, so they got to sort of explain why the hell Mia's back from the future, when that wouldn't make sense unless she comes back to the funeral after the events of the Backdoor Pilot, but they're meant to take place after the funeral. It's a bit confusing in regards to that, but as I said, they do have lots to wrap up and also answer, but then also do some stuff with Oliver, and also I guess just almost like like, you know, like a memorial sort of thing and like a retrospective thing on the show. So there's a lot to handle in the episode, but I think that means it's good. It's going to go like bang, 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 and should be very enjoyable. So I'm looking forward to it. But this Green Lantern thing got me very excited. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on all the stuff we went over, but I guess mainly the Green Lantern Diggle stuff. Does that get you somewhat excited? What are your theories on maybe what the big tease or like, I guess, answer that they give in the finale is? And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.